Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's set of readings. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. Currently, I am doing in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. If you're near there, feel free to shoot me an email if you want more details. The decks and stuff that I'm using, that's below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. That being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Things need to be lined up a little bit better. That's my first thing I'm noticing. If we can line it up better, I feel like this can be what you want it to be. There might be, in this situation, it might be, I feel like you're probably already there. Like, I said it, and then afterwards, now that I'm thinking about it, you're probably already there. Kind of like, yeah, this does need to be lined up a bit better. I don't know why it's making me laugh, but it's like it's like preaching to the choir. Is that what you say? It's kind of like, yeah, I know. I feel like Taurus, the people this is going to click with, they're going to be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it needs to be lined up better. It's okay. So there is enjoyment here. I get that. Have you enjoyed it more than you currently are? Is that what we're starting with? Energy is still good. It's still in your favor, but there's conflict here. It's the Five of Wands, right? Yeah. Conflict is here. You're getting through it. You're balancing it out. You're feeling very self-sufficient. I feel like you need to regain focus here. That's literally what this card says. Focus. It's focused on what it was, where you originally stood with this situation. What was your original goal? I do feel like it's reminding me of an instrument that's out of tune. And it's kind of like, how do I explain this? I feel, I could be wrong, and it's been a long time since I've played an instrument, but a string instrument anyway. If you play it long enough and it goes out of tune and you're not paying attention, like it goes out of tune and then you start to, like if you keep playing it out of tune, you don't realize it's out of tune. You get used to it because you're so busy. Is this making sense? I just feel like if you're not paying attention and you're not really catching into it, it goes out of tune, and then it's like other people are realizing that doesn't sound right, but maybe they can't put their finger on it. But you're so, especially if you're tired, you're not realizing that it's off. They want you to step back, remember where you stood originally, and ask yourself, is my original goal, are we still heading in the right direction? Because it's like, it's off, it's a little off. I feel like it's a little out of tune. And it's almost like, well, the situation is all over the place. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to be like, well, the situation's all over the place. What are you expecting from me? You're trying to do your best with it, but it's kind of like, and that's understandable, but they're like, you're losing sight of where you wanted to be, and you're letting other people kind of pull you in a direction. And they're saying if you step back and remember where you wanted to go, you'll see it. And then once you see it, you'll be like, all right, yeah, we're off base a little bit, but I can get it back where I originally intended it to go. You may not be realizing that it's that far off a base, because I'm getting it's more out of line than you realize from where you originally wanted it to go. Energy coming, okay, these two, okay. Energy coming in here. To get it back where it's supposed to go, and I feel like you know where that is more than I'm ever going to know. We got to take a couple left turns. They're not wrong turns, they're left turns, okay? So like left isn't wrong. I don't really equate left to wrong. I equate left to like the different out of where you were expecting to go. Okay, I take a couple left turns. So it's almost like, how many left turns does it take to get back to, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's almost like you've already taken 1 or 2. It's like you got to take a couple more to get back where you wanted to go. But it's the timing of the turns. It's the timing of it, because it's kind of like we can't just take a couple left turns and be like, okay, we're good. That's, I think, why we're getting this hourglass here. It's kind of like, it's got to be timed correctly. I feel like Taurus is good with that. Kind of like, you know, you can't, it's kind of like, you know, you can't just slap some flour and water together and just bake a bread. You got to get some other things in there, and you got to give it time to activate and do what it's got to do before you can do the next step, before you can actually throw it in the oven, before you can actually eat it, because it's got to cool, it's got to do all that stuff, right? It's not like you can just snap your fingers, done, done, done. No, it's going to take its process. It's going to take its time. I do feel like Taurans are about that. Like, it's got to take its time. I feel like, I could be wrong. I feel like Taurans are good bakers. Maybe I'm wrong, but the reason I think that is because there's timing elements, and there's things got to be done a certain way. And I feel like this is why, clearly not every Tauran is a good baker, but I'm feeling like they have potential to be good bakers, coming from a foodie, apparently. I don't know why I'm going there with that. This is anxiety. I think this is why I'm having a hard time moving on from it. This is anxiety. Because it's kind of like there's so much going on, and I got to make a couple more adjustments, and I can't do them right now, but there's so much wild card energy going on here that it's stressful. Kind of like, I almost feel like some of you are going to be really amped up with this, kind of like, I know I got to do that. It's just people get in my way, or situations get in my way. And I'm not trying to tick anybody off, but I feel like it's there. It's like there's anxiety, like, I know I need to do that. Okay. You might have to be less... Oh, I'm just going to be careful before I say this. There's going to be some type of issue where other people want you to do it their way. But it's kind of like, you know what? Maybe it's... Usually I'm a very big person on, like, communication is key. We got to communicate, talk, blah, 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 blah. Whatever this is, they're like, no, just fix it. Just don't inform people. Take that with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. It's killing me that I'm saying this. They're saying, don't talk about it. Just fix it and let them catch up. If you want this to go where you need it to go, just fix it and let them catch up. Because I feel like if I try to get other people involved, or I try to move other people forward in the beginning, because it's going to flip. I see that this is going to flip. In the beginning, we don't want to do that. We just want to move it and put it where it's supposed to go and have people catch up. But then, how do I explain it? It's like putting it back. It's like tuning it up, putting it where it's supposed to be, right? And once you have it where you want it to be, that's going to be your emperor moment. It's where you want it to be. It's just, you don't have to do anything. Just, it's a suggestion, obviously. There's going to be this energy where somebody is like, well, I didn't want it there, no, you're not Capricorn. Why am I getting you might be dealing with a Capricorn energy. Okay, so you might be dealing with somebody like that, somebody else who's like, I didn't want that, Taurus. That's not how I wanted that. Doesn't have to mean you're dealing with a Capricorn. Doesn't have to. But I'm getting that with this Nine of Pentacles, I'm noticing. They're very strong, but they're negotiable. That, I think, okay. I'm getting excited because I'm understanding because I'm like, why did we even go there? Because this is a Taurus reading. They're like, the point is, this energy is very like, that's not where this is supposed to go. I'm going to put it back. You put it somewhere I don't want it to be, Taurus. So I'm going to put it back. But it is, it is compatible with you, which this is the point where we don't want to get in a tug of war. Once you move it the first time, you don't really explain it. If You just move it where it needs to go. This is where it's supposed to go. Another energy that's actually compatible with you is going to be like, no, 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 it goes over here. It's at that point that they're saying, don't get in a tug of war. Don't just keep moving it back and forth. Just don't get into tug of war. Well, you know, it's not the best idea to get in a tug of war. Let's just do that. At that point, when you've moved it and they're trying to move it back, that's when you're like, listen, Nine of Pentacles person, which does not have to be a Capricorn, but the reason I think that came forward is that is a compatible energy. They will understand. They're like, here's why I'm doing this. Here's why this is over here. This is the original goal. This is where it was supposed to be. And instead of just waiting everybody to get up to speed with it, I corrected it. This is the correct place. And this is why this is the correct place. This energy, I'm not going to say they're going to be yippee skippy about it, but it might be a long conversation, but once they understand and you get them on the same page, I'm not saying they're going to agree. I'm saying on the same page. I feel like that's purposeful. Then you're going to be able to trust that they're where they're supposed to be. And you're going to be able, this ironic energy is taking you off course at first, but once you talk it out, go through all the motions, explain this is the original goal, this is where it's supposed to be, this is why, and you get them on the same page. I'm not saying they're going to agree. I'm just saying on the same page, they will keep it where it needs to go because they're like, all right, you said this is what it needs to be, and this is why you're doing it, and this is what you're going to keep doing. They know you're not going to give up. They know you believe in what you're saying. They'll be on the same page. Same page. That's where I feel like whoever that energy is, I do feel like you probably already have some type of rapport with them. And I get like, all right, this energy, this Nine of Pentacles energy, did not want to do this, but I got them on the same page and they're honoring it. And I knew they would. I feel like I knew that because it's compatible. Ace of Cups coming in with Be the Real You. I feel like I'm kind of like, all right, Nine of Pentacles person, whoever this is, again, does not have to be Capricorn. Does not have to be. Some of you may easily, but I just feel like there's going to be a lot of comments about I said that. I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be. It's a complementary energy to Taurus. I feel like you're going to kind of try to go out of your way a little bit to just make sure that they feel honored, respected, and that you're thankful that they're going in the direction you have previously set where it's supposed to go. That energy and that gratitude energy will lock this in. Will keep this. I'm still not going to say that they're going to agree. I do feel like they will be on the same page and they will honor that because of the way you honor them. If this, I mean, it's a general read, I know, but still. Because I'm getting it's going to go well from that point. The energy gets more and more compatible after this. Because I do feel like there's more, I need more support in keeping it where it's supposed to be. And this energy, when it's on the same page, especially when it feels more and more honored, it will keep other people in the same line that you want them to be. Again, if there's some reason I keep having to say, I'm not saying they agree, so don't just take it for granted like they agree. They are, or like they're, you know what I mean? They're on the same page. They understand. They're linking up with, this is what you want, this is what you're saying, you're the leader, all right, we're going to do that. Does this energy, do they get to the point where they agree with you at some point? Does that happen? I don't know about that. They feel like this is just how they have to do it. They don't really like it. Their goal and your goal, it's different. They don't really like it, but they will stick with it because they feel like, I got to honor Taurus because if I honor Taurus, Taurus will look out for me. So I don't think they're ever going to agree, but they will be respectful with it. Remember to bring in more fun and to keep showing that appreciation. Whatever that means to you in this situation, Because it will move on the energy. The Lover's card comes in, and the Ten of Swords. That's really interesting. The Ten of Swords, really? Okay, so you may unearth an issue that has always been there and just you didn't know about it. Whatever this energy is, I feel like you might do this in a couple different aspects. You're going to notice things where in the past, maybe it was in the beginning of getting to know this situation, I thought everything was a lot better than it truly is. Looking back and knowing what I know now, there was clearly cracks in the foundation. Clearly. The Lovers with the Ten of Swords is like blowing me away because the Major Arcana of the Lovers trumps the Minor Arcana of the Ten of Swords, in my opinion. That's how I read anyway. So I'm getting like, I'm addressing like, all right, there's problems here. There's certain problems that have always been there, but we're all getting along and things are moving forward. I just got to keep the joy. I just got to keep the happiness in this situation. Knowing what I know now, it's easier to manage here at this point because it's something about going through this whole process, putting it back where it's supposed to go, the way you're putting it back, you know, getting this other person on the same page. You're learning during the process of like things that have always been a problem. You just didn't realize that they were a problem. It's kind of like, oh, I just thought they were cranky. Like, nope, they were a problem. It wasn't just a cranky moment. They have always been a problem. And it's kind of like, all right, I see that in a different light. It's got a totally different color than I thought it was, a little different shape. I know how to actually handle that better now. And I feel like you're getting better success with this situation. You're going to continue to love this situation. You got that Lover's card. You're going to continue to like it. It's just more under your control now because I feel like the chaos of this situation isn't as bad anymore. It's kind of like I just, through the process of learning and getting it where it needs to go, I've like, okay, that's going to be that, and this is going to be that, and I understand this better. So certain things you're not going to worry about as much. Other things you're going to pay more attention to, and you're going to put different boundaries and borders where you need to. It's going to evolve naturally for you that way. I think that's it. Okay. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to get a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.